You're listening to the Small and Supercharged podcast with Ria Freeman, episode 228.
Well, hello and welcome to the very first episode of 2023 of the Small and Supercharged podcast. 2023. Crikey, I'm not quite sure where 2022 went, but still 2023, here we are. I hope the new year's going well for you so far. This should be going out on the 4th, so let's hope the last 4 days have treated you kindly. I hope you've had a good Christmas as well and are feeling refreshed and excited about getting back to work and getting back on it. I was trying to think about how to start the year of podcasts. I've got some amazing guests coming to you over the next few months and beyond, and some good solos and some exciting things to be sharing. But I thought, as the kind of first-ish of January is generally dedicated to New Year's resolutions, which is something I'm not really pro, I'll be honest with you, not really pro them, been giving this quite a lot of thought. I thought we're not going to do New Year's resolutions because I kind of don't believe in them now, but I am going to share 8 ways to help you achieve and embrace your big dreams in 2023. I thought that sounded rather nice. And I've got 8 points that I would really like you to consider, if you fancy it, of course, moving forward into 2023 to help you achieve big things. Now, the reason I'm not really pro a New Year's resolution is because I think that often New Year's resolutions kind of set you up for a fall. So, you want to lose weight, get fitter. It's kind of if you do anything about goal setting, if you learn about goal setting, if you're a goal setting bore like my good self, these kind of goals like lose weight don't really fulfill any criteria. Because when you set a goal, you can use the SMART method. I don't like all of that either. But the specific element, the measurable element, they're really important factors in goal setting. Otherwise, how do you know when you've got there? The time-bound element. So just losing weight or getting fitter doesn't really work. And the other thing that I always think about New Year's resolutions, well, often, is that people say them, but there's no plan to back it up. Like, how are you going to get to that resolution? How are you going to achieve it? So my first point links into this beautifully, which is one piece of advice I would give you for 2023 is to set goals, not resolutions. And to me, a goal is very, very different to a resolution because there's much more strategy behind it. It's more considered. You've worked it through in your head. You've got that plan. And I would say if you have already set a resolution, it's okay. You're all welcome here. But one of the things I see a lot is when resolutions fail, if they haven't got that backup of the plan of how you're going to get there, don't beat yourself up about it. I think it's really sad when people set these kind of goals and dreams and resolutions early January, something goes wrong quite early on, and then they just feel like they failed the whole year. You haven't, you just didn't do a thing. So let's go back to the points though. Point 1, set goals, not resolutions. Think about it differently. I think it's really important. I mean, you can call it a resolution if you want. And actually, I put something on Instagram this morning saying why I don't do New Year's resolutions. And someone put a really good point across, which was I think they kind of do like a hybrid, but they sort of use the energy around New Year as a really good excuse to set goals. So I quite like that aspect of it. So number 1, set goals, not resolutions. Number 2, when you've got your goal or your dream, make a plan of how you're going to get there. Break it into the smallest steps you possibly can. And it basically gives you a blueprint for how you're going to get there. Because the biggest goals you've got will be achieved through a series of small steps. So think about it like that. Don't just think, oh yay, this is what I want to do, and now I don't know how to get there, because it's massively overwhelming if you think of it like that. Everything that's big is achieved with a series of small steps. I feel like somebody much, much wiser than me has said that before in a much better way. But it really is just that. It is a series of small things that you achieve. So make that plan, pen and paper, however you want to do it. Get that down there. So the next point, number 3, is about finding a community to support your endeavours. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about Mastermind here because I genuinely, hand on heart, believe that Mastermind is the best community out there. Because in addition to lots of education in terms of, social media training, masterclasses, mindset masterclasses, weekly lives, all the stuff, there is also the most incredible community there of like-minded souls to cheerlead and support you along your way. Now, if you're interested in Mastermind, hop on over to my website, riafreemanpr.co.uk, or send me an email. It's all good and I'll ping you the link. But whether or not you go for Mastermind or something else, just be aware that not all communities are created equal. There are some, a community can be a group of people that you have brought together with that kind of shared goal, or it can be something like Mastermind, or it can be both. But the people that you sort of let into your community, you let into your circle, make sure they've got your best interests at heart. This means that they sort of support you in the highs and the lows. They aren't just horribly jealous of you if you achieve anything, or they're not waiting for you to fall. Because you'd be surprised how many people are like that. And don't get me wrong, I think there was a very good friend of mine. I did something a little while ago and she went, I'm really jealous of you, but really chuffed for you. I'm good with that. I'm jealous of people, but not in the kind of I'm jealous and I should get it way. I'm kind of jealous in that, oh my God, that's amazing. Really jealous of you for that, but blooming well done you, you've earned it. That's fine, in my opinion. It's good to have those dreams. And when you see someone else do it, you can see it's achievable for you as well. But it's those people that are sort of quietly jealous and look to trip you up and look to kind of poke holes in what you've done because of the jealousy. They are not the people that you want around you. They are not going to help you. They're not going to be useful to you just as a friend. Like when I say useful, I don't mean in a way that's going to do anything specific, but more just help you along your way. Give you a pat on the back, say well done, or when something goes wrong, saying, don't worry about it, these things happen, but you've done all these amazing things. They're the people you want in your community. So find a community of amazing people that you can give as much as they can give to you as well. It should be very much a two-way thing, but it is important to do this. So find those people. They are worth their weight in gold and can really help to take you to the next level. Point 4 is, don't worry if you don't know how to do each step. If you don't know how to do each thing along your journey, don't sweat it. You're not meant to know how to do everything all the time. That's what learning's about. But if you've got your plan, you can look at the holes in your knowledge and you can find how to learn about it, or you can go to your community for help. So point 4 is an important one as well. Point 5, celebrating those wins. Every little thing you have along the way that you've done well, celebrate it. Because if you're planning these really, really big goals, it's a flipping long way to get there. It takes a long time, it takes a lot of energy, and there will be loads of times along the way where things don't work out quite as you expected. I'm saying this from experience. So take the opportunity to celebrate the wins. It doesn't mean that you've, won it doesn't have to be that, you've won an amazing thing or achieved a huge goal, but just getting a bit closer to your goal, having a little win, celebrate it. And your community, your people, should be delighted for you too and should help celebrate along with you. Number 6, push your comfort zone. If you want to achieve something you have never achieved, you're going to have to do things you've never done. Again, another quote from someone much wiser than me. I don't know who it was. I mean, I know there are plenty of people wiser. I don't know who said that quote. It's in my head somewhere, but it's just not coming through. But in order to achieve this stuff, you're going to have to go into your stretch zone a bit. So your comfort zone's a bit where you're all cozy and everything's easy and nothing's particularly stressful. When you go well beyond your comfort zone, I think that can either be an absolute massive win and a huge payoff if it goes well, or if you push yourself too far, potentially the kind of stress and anxiety connected to it can undermine a lot of the work that you do with it when you're pushing yourself really, really hard. But your stretch zone, that's where it's good to hang out. That not only increases your comfort zone over time because more and more things then become comfortable because you've done them, but it just is that little bit push, it's that little bit of, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's going to be okay, rather than that I've got no clue what's going on here. So look to push that comfort zone. Look to spend a little bit more time in your stretch zone. It's going to really, really help you. Number 7, if something does go wrong along your journey, don't throw in the towel and have a tantrum. I think we can all be really disheartened when things don't work out like we hope. I think when we have plotted our journey, when we have plotted how we're going to get to our goal and some things don't fall into line, or no matter how you approach things, it's just not giving. It can be really easy to get disheartened. I've been there many a time. Some things you have on your list, your steps will be super easy, maybe easier than you think. And other things will just be like hitting your head off a brick wall over and over again, like you're a sucker for punishment. But it's important not to let it dishearten you for long, to try and use it as kind of fuel to look at things from a different angle, or to work out how you're going to get there in a different way. So try not to throw in that towel, even if you want to. If it matters enough to you to do it, try not to throw in the towel. And if you do throw in the towel on one step, don't let that ruin the entire goal and the achievement of that, because they're very different things. One little trip along a journey doesn't mean that the whole journey is worthless or that it shouldn't be done. And last but not least is a bit of a left field one, but sometimes when we are working towards a big goal or a big dream or a big ambition, stuff happens along the way. Like we learn new things, we are aware of different options, and they cause us to deviate significantly from the goal. Other stuff happens, other opportunities present themselves, and we think actually the thing that we thought we wanted, we don't anymore, or we want it but with adjustments, with edits. I would say embrace that too, because if we're too firm in we want to achieve this thing at all costs, and actually when we're halfway there we realise that we don't want to achieve the thing at all costs, we want to do something different, I'm not massively pro pursuing that. Because you're going to get there in the end and it's not going to feel like a win. It's not going to feel like a success or anything exciting, because now you're there, you really can't be bothered. You don't want it. So I think that is important as well. Embrace those deviations of route. If they're for the right reasons, if it's because stuff that you've learned, opportunities you've had, rather than you just can't be bothered. If it's because of your new perspective based on everything you've done, I think embrace it. And it's not that you haven't reached your original dream or goal. It's more that you have learned other things that have informed a new dream or goal. So I hope that's helped. That's my 8 ways to embrace big dreams and ideas for 2023. We've got setting goals, not resolutions, making a plan of small steps, finding a community of support to support and help you, not to worry if you don't know each step, or how to do everything in each step. Celebrating your wins, that's number 5. 6, pushing your comfort zones, hanging out in that stretch zone more. 7, if something doesn't go to plan, don't throw in the towel. And 8, if along your journey you change your mind because of other stuff you've learnt, then embrace it. Go for that. I hope that's been useful. I'd love to know about what you've got planning for, what's in your plans for 2023. What do you want to achieve? What big dreams do you want to achieve? There's actually something I was reading not very long ago that said if you share your dreams with the right people, and that was actually a fundamental thing. They did some research on kind of goal setting and achieving your dreams. And if you share them with the right people, it makes you more likely to achieve them. If you share them with the wrong people, I don't believe that's the case. But then that goes back to point 3 about the community. If you've got the right people in your community, in your tribe, and you share your dreams with them, then hopefully that will also increase the chances of you reaching them too. If you want any more information about Mastermind, do hop over to riafreemanpr.co.uk and Mastermind's at the top, or ping me an email. And of course, if one of your big dreams and goals is to get better at promoting your business and brand, do have a look at my best-selling book, Small and Supercharged, Small Ways to Supercharge Your Brand on a Budget. It's a bargain. It's $9.99 for the paperback, absolute bargain. Available on Amazon too, so super easy, whizzes over to you in no time at all, and will really, really help you if that is what your goal is connected to, or that's an aspect of that. Thank you so much for listening today. Happy 2023. I hope this year brings everything you want and so much more. And I hope we get to meet in real life too. I'll be at lots of different places this year. Lots of different places. Actually, I'm going to be speaking at the Startup 2023 show at the end of this month. So if you are heading over to London, then I'll see you there. I'm speaking on one of the stages, which is exciting, before I head off to Spoga for Creator Days, where I'm doing the keynote in early February. That's over in Germany. So if you're heading over to either of those places, do let me know. It'd be great to say hi if you are. Thank you for joining me today. Have a brilliant Wednesday and a brilliant first week of January, and we will catch up really, really soon. Take care.